Jamie?
Time to let them know.
That's nice.
It's time to let them know.
What you gonna tell them?
Who sponsored the show today? Sponsored the show today. T-Bones Records and Cafe. Yeah.
This episode is brought to you by T-Bones Records and Cafe.
T-Bone.
You know them, you love them. On the corner of Hardy Street, which we're very fond of, and 21st Avenue.
Yes.
They're the most popular place in town. They got coffee, hot and cold.
Woo.
Bro, you can like they got all the milks, almond milk too. Oh, bro, they got it all.
All the milks.
I'm a slam dunk guy, actually.
Dunk it.
Yeah, I want the most caffeine you can legally give a horse.
I like to
do
go
that.
and treat T-Bones like it's a library and look at books.
Dude,
while I wait on my coffee.
I got this moleskin notebook from there. Also, they got like actual books you can read.
Yeah.
Green Lights, Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah.
Mick hooked it up.
They got puzzles. They got vinyl.
They got records. Let's not forget that.
Vinyl records.
Bro, so
compact discs. Cassette tapes.
yeah, and you can order all the records online.
Say you don't even have a record player. They will sell you one.
They have that, and they'll teach you how to clean your records and everything.
Say you come in and you want some records, you're also famished. Get yourself a sandwich.
That was good. I like that slant rhyme.
Thank you.
Yeah, so you can actually visit them online. You can order your food online, takeout or delivery. You can also go to the place and just, enjoy it.
Yes, act like you're doing something, though.
Yeah, you need to tell people you're a novelist, even if you're not.
Go work on your laptop.
Yeah, that's a power move.
And watch Netflix in public.
Remember, there's 2 record store days this year as well. So June 12th and July 17th. So make sure you don't miss it. Actually, June 12th, our guest today, Goth Dad, is going to be performing live in studio. So you make sure that you're there.
Yeah, June 12th. Treat yourself.
On June 12th.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's get into it.
T-Bones Records and Cafe. You know where to find them.
Mow, 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 mow.
So excited about Goth Dad.
Mow, mow. I'm excited.
Hardest street boys, hardest street boys, the hardest street boys, the hardest street boys, the hardest street boys, hardest street boys, hardest street boys, it's the hardest street boys.
Like and subscribe. Dude, so we had a great weekend. Oh my gosh. Like it was intense, bro.
What a weekend.
It was intense.
Man.
Let's start with Live at 5 on Friday, Royal Horses.
Royal Horses.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
I got some great video of them. I don't know how the audio, once again, I have severe audio.
Hey, you know what?
Inferiority complex.
They sounded great.
They sounded great. I don't know if I captured it properly, but they sounded so
everybody
good.
Who should be watching that video should have been at the show. So
that's true.
You know?
Yeah, that's actually 100% true. Man, they sounded so good though, and it was so good to hear. It's a rock show.
Yeah,
I missed those.
Man, it was great.
Man,
it was a beautiful day for Live at 5, and they played for a good while too. It was awesome.
Well, and not to make it weird, Daniel Firth sounds so good. Just like his dynamic range is impressive.
Oh yeah.
And then Kenny Paul Mann playing stand-up bass. He said it was a sail, so he tried to fly away on him a couple times.
That's funny.
So that's impressive that he sounded that good while flying a kite.
Yeah.
But man, it was so much fun. It was so much fun just getting to see everybody. It was packed.
Yeah, it was a good crowd.
The one thing, I'm the guy who has to bring up the complaining.
Oh no.
The one issue is, hey guys, put your trash in the trash can, because Allison and team, people still have to clean up all that stuff.
Yeah.
And they're really cool people who are doing a cool thing for us. So to get to do cool things, the rule is you have to be cool.
Yeah, I want to say that we here at the show we don't care for the litter bugs.
No.
So put your trash in a trash can.
Yeah.
Do your part. It's my Mississippi too.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah. That's really.
Every day is Earth Day.
Thought we wouldn't have to say anything like that, but I mean, sometimes you got to remind people. But yeah, it was so much fun. It was cool seeing all the people that Shelby brought up on stage as well.
Yeah, Lindsay Terry sang with him. That was always cool. Lynn's so awesome.
Man, she's got an amazing voice.
Kyle Bowman got to play a little tune, pick a little tune.
Our art neighbor.
And also,
he had a birthday this week too, so happy late birthday, Kyle.
Yeah, happy birthday to Kyle. But Shelby also brought up his mom to sing a song, which was so lovely to see. That kind of was awesome. Just a very awesome moment.
Yeah. Man, it feels good to like really be back. I think that was kind of, I was cautiously optimistic before then, but then having that was like, oh man, we're back, baby.
Yeah, it felt good. It was a good day.
Well, and then the next day, downtown Crawfish Jam.
Whew. Crawfish Jam.
Bro, we ended up doing more than we thought we were going to.
Yeah, it was fun. We got to MC the event.
Yeah.
It was great. It was a fun experience.
So it's funny because, you had your gear up there and, you're very much in your element. Me being a drummer, I'm not used to being on the front of the stage. And thank you for letting me hold the clipboard.
Oh.
That made me feel safe.
Yeah.
And
what can I say? You needed something to make you look a little more official. So.
I needed some security there. And Andrea Saffel, she's my neighbor aunt and podcast mom. Your neighbor mom.
Neighbor mom.
We figured it out. I think that's what it is. But she had a script for us with all the sponsors who basically made Downtown Crawfish Jam happen.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's crazy how many people it takes to put on an event like that.
Yeah, and kudos to you for sticking to the script for the most part. I don't know if you know, I like to riff a little bit, and
we're aware.
Things got a little fun.
Dude, it was fun. Like, I don't think we really roasted anyone. It was like a light roasting. It's
just commentary. Really.
Yeah, it wasn't even roasting. I feel like it was just kind of a skewed take. I wasn't just gonna read the list. It was fun.
Like, thank this business, and they're like, oh yeah, they do that.
Yeah.
Or
it's funny, like mentioning like Bancorp South and going like, yeah, I never check my checking account there. I should.
And I think I mentioned that they have overdraft privileges.
Yeah.
Which,
right.
That's a thing.
Right. So, dude, it was so much fun, and it was so much fun to see so many people just enjoying themselves. Getting to eat so much crawfish. What was it? It was over 6,000 pounds of crawfish.
So much crawfish.
We had over 1,500 people there.
It was a great amount of people, man. It was just great to see that amount of people. Really.
Yeah.
It's a good day for it. Nice little breeze here and there, but
I can't believe that's a neighborhood festival. It started at Dave Ware's house in 1999. This is the 22nd year, and it's just blossomed into this. Like, the Walthall Park is like. I mean, they're packing it out. There's no more space left. I mean, it's not a small piece of land. Like, that's a lot of room there.
And they got a real deal stage, and Gulf South Productions coming out. Some great music. Paul Linden and the Icemen kicked it off.
God bless Gulf South Productions. Joel actually, who was because they did Live at 5 too.
Yeah.
And so I actually saw Joel. He helped me trying to figure out the audio for when I was recording Royal Horses.
Yeah.
And the fact that they actually gave us microphones to talk into.
That was the thing. When I showed up with my gear, I was like, oh, the sound guy's going to be like, great, another thing.
Something else I got to mess with.
Exactly.
Yeah,
the guy seemed kind of surly, but he was actually really nice. And, and Zach Ross was out there. They're good people.
Yeah. Well, that's such an undertaking. And like being a sound guy, it's such a you're working so hard to just not be noticed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's so tough. Because if you do your job well, no one really notices there's an issue. And they did. They're like,
oh, yeah.
So that's why we want to give them props. We really appreciate how hard they worked.
I didn't hear
helped us
feedback
out.
at all. So,
oh, man, they did a great job.
That kind of feedback. But I heard, positive feedback, but also like, you know what I'm saying? It's weird. I didn't hear my ears. I didn't go deaf. So that was great.
Yeah. Yeah, it was awesome, man. They did a great job. Super pro. And, man, it was...
again, back to the music. Paul Linden and the Icemen, Paul Linden.
Paul can play the harp, bro.
Bill Harris, who looks kind of like Nacho Libre, playing the bass.
Mm-hmm.
Brad Miller on guitar, shredding.
Mm-hmm.
And Andy Pate on those ones and twos, man, on the
They're called drums.
the drums.
Yes. Yeah, he sounded great. Actually, dude, every drummer that played was like top notch because he had Andy Pate. I didn't catch the drummer's name for Chubby Carrier in the Bayou Swamp Band, but man, his snare drum. I just had snare envy. It was cranked so high and just sounded so good. It was cool hearing Zydeco too, especially from a Grammy Award winner.
Yeah, that was who played after Paul
and Chubby Carrier.
Chubby Carrier and the
Bayou Swamp Band from Lafayette, Louisiana, which is where the Wootons are from.
Yeah.
So that felt a little bit like home too, and yeah, and then we had Taste of 59 South, Christopher Kelly playing drums.
What a treat.
Oh my gosh. Oh man, they had it together.
They sounded so good.
Dude, it was like I kind of couldn't believe it was happening. It was so awesome.
And I thought it was fun. So for people who didn't get to see it, I got to sit up there and jam with my stuff while people were getting set up. And Taste of 59 South had a clarinet or saxophone player there.
Saxophone, yeah.
Who was just getting down on top of whatever I was playing. So that's always a treat for me.
That was cool. It was, once again, I'm not here to complain. It was difficult to try and be funny or to like keep my thoughts together and stick to that script on my handy dandy clipboard as like the band is warming up, and then they did a sound check once we got off, but it was fun. Bass player played with us too, and it was a blast. But it was one of those. I think it went very well for us never doing that. That was our first time ever MCing something like that. So.
And not the last.
And not the last. Stay tuned. Oh, my gosh. But, and then Hub City Sound Machine closed it out, and, man, they had everybody up against the barricade and, like hands, fist pumping. And
taking it to the house. They brought it, man.
Joel Ingram playing drums, killing it. Friend of the show, Joel is.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, it was really awesome to see everybody.
Tremendous music.
Man, it was, we needed that.
Yeah.
In previous years, too, I think I would feel guilty for having that much fun, which is, I'm so mad that's how I used to feel. Like, that's important. You need to go out and get too much sun and eat and drink as much as you possibly can every once in a while. As long as you handle your business, checking in with your people, and just letting loose is no longer, in my opinion, a luxury. I think it's really important for not just your mental health, but like it's just good for the community,
Yeah.
So good for Hattiesburg Historic Neighborhood Association and Southern Beverage were the two main sponsors for that event. Good on them for having the guts to push it through and make sure it happened.
Oh yeah.
Another
beautiful day. Couldn't ask for better weather.
Perfect weather.
Good times.
And all the people that made it happen, all the people that were working, like prominent business owners, like I think that's why their businesses are successful, is because they're not afraid to work, and it was great. It was great to see. We needed that. So, and then we went to the Keg after that and saw a couple of bands. We saw the Holly Rogers. That was cool.
Yeah.
Was it Jamie Jordan's band, Burns and Jane?
Burns and Jane played.
Played after that. And then the first band, I know there was a band playing, and I apologize. I didn't catch who that was. I got there later than...
I want to say it's Jake Stevens.
Right. Okay, yeah.
And his band, I think it's called Trainwreck or something like that.
And I really liked that big screen in the back, they had the band artwork, and then they had their Venmo, PayPal, Cash App, so you could tip the band virtually, which I think is a great usage of that sign. And it was great because it was all about the music. It was a full day of just like, man, really just loving live music and supporting musicians too, which I'm all for.
Oh yeah.
So man, it was
what
so
a day.
much fun.
And then after I went to I kept the party going a little bit, and I went to Nick's Ice House.
Yeah.
And I got to see Thomas Jackson play a little bit, and then Young Valley played, and it was just beautiful. It was a beautiful way to cap off the day,
Man, we're so fortunate, and we live in such a great little bubble in Hattiesburg, man. It's you don't really get this. You don't get this elsewhere. We actually, a buddy of mine came down from Jackson and was like, man, I wish I wish the scene there was like this. I mean, no shade to Jackson, but
Yeah.
it's just that Hattiesburg is doing so well, even when we're on the tail end of a global pandemic, still just killing it, man. And it's just great to see, and good on all. I mean, I feel like I've been really sappy. I've been sent a couple messages to people like, man, thank you so much. But I really don't want anyone to wonder if I enjoyed or if I'm thankful for them. You know what I mean? Because there's so many people that made that happen, and it was awesome.
Oh, yeah.
It really was awesome. So, man, I'm excited about our guest today.
Me too, man.
We
They're a really talented group, man.
Goth Dad.
Goth Dad.
And this is a Hardy Street Boys first. We have 3 guests.
How many?
3. We have Joel Gillespie. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Where are we going to fit them all?
We got Joel, we got Chandler, and we have Nick. And, yeah, I don't know. We're only set up for 1 guest, but we're going to figure out how to make it work with 3.
Yeah, we'll make it work.
I'm sorry, Jamie, but you're going to have to sit in the corner.
Not the first time. So.
All right, let's get Goth Dad on.
All right,
After
bring 'em
this, Goth Dad. What's up, Jamie?
Oh, hey, Drew. What's up?
You doing okay?
Yeah, just hanging in there.
Yeah, I mean, you know we're recording, right?
We are?
Yeah, and you've been laying down for about 2 hours now.
I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on.
You feeling down?
Been feeling a little down lately.
Hmm.
These last couple weeks,
Maybe because there's so many events. Maybe you're just a little tired.
That could be it. I don't know.
Well, look, why don't we listen to a song from Goth Dad's latest album, This Will Never End. This is called Need To. Check it out. It'll make you feel better.
Okay.
Right? Already, I bet you're feeling better.
I actually am.
Ooh, words.
I like Ryan's voice.
It's very nice. All right. We're here with Goth Dad. Welcome, Goth
Hooray.
Dad.
Hello.
Hey.
Hi.
So we have Nick, Chandler,
Yep.
and Joel.
Hello.
And you have your new album, This Will Never End. Am I saying that right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
That's the one.
Man, you guys, you put some art together.
I appreciate that.
Thank you.
It sounds really good. I've been blasting it all day, and we're gonna get to it. But first, I want to kind of know why Goth Dad. Where'd you come up with the name, and how'd you become a band?
You're all looking at me. Okay. I think it was all Ryan Scher came up with this name while he was in college at Ole Miss, and he recorded a bunch of songs on an iPad and then brought them to Hattiesburg and found Will Bird, if y'all know Will Bird. And Will Bird played drums and invited Jesse Spears and invited me, and so we formed a band. And we've gone through several lineup changes, but we're
But
here
I
now.
think, Joel, you're like one of the only, besides Ryan, one of the only original members of the band.
Yeah. So we've been doing it for about 5 or 6 years, and yeah, I'm the only OG member.
Gotcha. So and you play keys.
Play keys, yeah.
Chandler, what do you play?
A guitar.
Guitar.
And I play bass.
Play bass.
Mhm.
Right. But you're also a great guitarist too.
Well, I dabble.
Yeah, you're being modest. So yeah, Will Bird, great drummer.
Yeah.
And I love Will Bird. He's an awesome guy.
Yeah.
Doing vet stuff now, so it's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
Big baller type. But yeah, so how did you how'd you go about making this album? This Will Never End. Take us through some of that, because you just released it. When did you record this?
So we recorded in January when we realized that, we normally do a big tour in January. We've done it for the past 2-3 years, and we realized we weren't touring this year, so we were like, let's write something. And we wrote, this is the biggest piece that we've written together, and we've always done singles and EPs. And so we started this whole process of writing this record, and we brought Will Foley down from Nashville. If you know Will Foley, he's really talented engineer, and that's half the reason why this album sounds as good as it does is Will Foley. So
Yeah, for sure.
True.
if y'all want to speak to the musicianship behind it, y'all would probably do better at that.
I mean, like, we really just, when we were writing the song, it was, Colin would just kind of come up with these short loops that were about a minute long. And it would be a guitar riff, some drums, maybe a bass line. And then he wrote tons of these, like maybe hundreds. Like when Colin is not doing anything else, that boy literally just sits down with a guitar and just records in Logic. And we kind of picked all of the best ones. And Ryan does a lot of like the writing out of the song, so he'll take that riff and then he'll start kind of adding other sections to it. And eventually they get to lyrics. Chandler and Ryan both kind of do the lyrics together.
Okay.
And when we get sort of like a base form of a song, a verse, chorus, then I guess I come in and I'm like, well, what if we tried this? And I just do that endlessly until we all agree that this is the best version of the song. And yeah, that's pretty much how it comes together in terms of like the process.
Yeah. So someone will bring a song, and then Nick's like, well, what if we did this? And like basically it just strips the whole thing back down and we rebuild it. And so
yeah,
that's a huge reason this album is as polished as it is too, because of Nick's craft, craftiness.
My crap is what you
Well, that's very, like, being in a band is a unique experience, because you do have, it's not, I don't want to say it's ego, but like, it's very hard to take if Nick tells me I need to fix something, or maybe this piece of yourself you're presenting to everyone in a very vulnerable state, maybe change it. And you're like, it's easy to take that personally. Chandler, how does that feel, and how do you handle that within the group? Because you can tell from the product that y'all are a cohesive unit.
Yeah, I think, well, that a lot of that is just that we're all on the same page, as far as we're not really as interested in like our individual input, our individual part being the thing that sticks out, but it's like whenever we're like writing and we're making decisions and choices, it's all about like the whole song or like the whole album as like just like as a whole. Like I know like I play lead guitar, but most of my parts are not very like distinguishable. Like a lot of it's just kind of like just adding little nuances or little things here and there that just like I feel like add to the song, and like it's not, I don't like, you know, I don't take change or like input personally.
No.
Unless
I
I
thought
feel,
you were gonna say you don't take solos.
No, well actually this is like that. This is the like one of the first times that like I recorded like somewhat of like an actual solo.
You did that
Most
with
of
Dog.
I did do it with Dog, but yeah, I feel like a lot of it is just like we're all on the same page as far as not trying to stand out.
I think like piggybacking off what you said, no one's trying to be like a star. Like no one's trying to like, everyone wants the song to be the best that it can be. And so if that's like taking out the part that I wrote, or if that's, you know, reworking something, then I feel like there's no ego in it at all.
Right. So what do you think is, I'm thinking I'm a freelance musician, and I've always thought of like, I'm trying to be like especially as a drummer, like a Swiss Army knife. I never really was in one band for a super long time. So I'm jealous. I've never had that experience. What is your vision for the band then? Like, when you go into a rehearsal or you go into a show, what do you want for the collective, other than it obviously being the best it can be? Like, what's your angle? Like, what's your like, I know what I think, but I want to know what your angle is, or your ambition is with the band as far as end result.
I think there's always, it's a little bit unspoken, but we always kind of we all have sort of the same taste for like happy sad music. And I think we're going for that, in a sense, that feeling, whatever, and you know, you can't totally control what the end result is. But we just try to chase after that feeling. of kind of happy, kind of sad, like just sort of sitting there in the middle of that, without just being bland.
Right. That's hard to do.
It is.
I think you guys pull that off, and that you use the word I'm going after, feeling, right? When you listen to your stuff, it's like need to. I like need to, man. Like it's very. It makes me feel happy, but it's also like, it's not. I would say like it's kind of tinged with some blue.
Yeah, definitely.
Where it's like it's tempered, which that's what it's like being a person. You're not gonna have one emotion, exclusively, but it makes me feel something because the band feels like a band. It doesn't sound like a bunch of musicians who are going out for themselves. It feels like you have a unified sound, which I think is the best compliment you could get or give for a band. Like, because I don't know that, honestly, I don't know what that feels like. So how does it feel being part of a group like this, where you actually have that? What's that like? Or do you even realize that you have that?
Well, I feel like, I don't know, like I was looking at some pictures that were taken of us last night at the show, and like I feel like a lot of it you can see on like our faces at different points of like a song where there's just like these moments of like, it's kind of like, I'll feel like you'll just be like in this moment where everything just sounds so nice and it sounds so put together, and it's just like I'm just playing like a couple notes right here, Joel's doing something over here, Nick's doing his thing, Ryan's doing, and it's like all these little parts, but they're just like so cohesive, and like it just, I don't know, like it's pretty like, what's a word, it's very satisfying, and like and it's just like I just try, like I'll try to like savor that moment. I don't know.
We get told a lot too that y'all seem like y'all are just all the best of friends.
Yeah.
And it's true, and it's like we're having so much fun doing this, and it's really cool when someone approaches us and says that, because it's coming through,
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and even if you don't feel like friends on the day, to still be able to perform to that degree is something that like, that's very difficult to do. I always think of like Bruce Lee, like a flow state where when you find something you're good at and you can execute it at a high enough level, it never feels difficult. It doesn't feel forced. And then I think also, I've also been part of groups where you're definitely forcing it, and you can hear it in the art.
Yeah.
And so that's one thing, and I want to get to this. I want to listen to a couple of your songs. But I think when people listen to this, the overarching feeling will be feelings. You know what I mean? And I think that's what art is for, right?
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, let's get into it. Let's listen to this.
Cool.
All right. Fix it in post.
This feels like summers in California to me.
It does a little bit.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, I can see
Yeah.
that.
This song was inspired a lot by Slow Pulp, and not to say that you're wrong, but they actually name all of their songs after like states in the Midwest.
Really? Midwest. Okay. And who sings?
This
Ryan.
is Ryan.
Ryan.
Yeah.
Good job, Ryan. Sound great.
What is that, the flat 7?
I don't know what it is. I
Yeah,
guess
it's
so,
like that's
yeah.
like the first time we've used a chord like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Not the first time. We've
We
used
used
that
it
chord
in
before.
Dog?
No, we used it in Baby.
Oh, we did use it
Yeah.
in Baby. I forgot about that.
Yeah, that was sort of like a move borrowed from The Cure.
Yeah.
Friday I'm in Love and the Bridge, they go to that flat 7.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan has a very rich voice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It fills out the sound really well. Is this you?
Yeah, that's me.
Nice harmonics.
Ah, thanks. Ryan actually wrote the harmonics.
So what's this? So did Ryan write lyrics as well? Like, what's this song about? This is Need To, by the way.
This, I think wasn't this inspired by your story or that of getting spooked in that house?
Yeah, it's about like a, you know, a relationship in the past, right? It's like, but I think a small part of it was inspired by like a ghost story that happened to me, and so.
So it was like creating that feeling of like that.
It's ominous.
Like a relationship that you just kind of can't get out of your head, and
Yeah.
so like that's where the lyrics haunt me.
And
Ghosts of girlfriend past, right?
yeah, maybe so. And I tried to use, I don't know about y'all, I tried to use fifths, which are like always haunting, like daunting kind of chords in this.
Nice solo.
Thanks. Yeah, that's like the for like I've never like normally like I'm like I don't have anything against, but like normally that's like not typically like my style. My style is just way more minimalistic.
Right.
And so that was a lot of fun getting to like I love playing that song and getting to record that song. I just kind of got to like, you know, let one rip.
Yeah, man. It's well, you can tell.
That was poor choice of words, but yeah.
That's perfect for the show. And so, who's the drummer?
That's Colin.
Colin. Yeah. Well, and then I love it when a drummer matches a guitar player's intensity during a solo.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
Colin can do that.
That's a
Colin
great
is
way.
really good at that.
Man. Well, it's a slow burn, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Colin's absolutely like one of the most dynamic drummers like I know, and it's crazy because he's also like the loudest drummer I know, but he matches that volume with dynamic. So
That's Colin's all about the dynamics. Any song that Colin writes is going to have very drastic dynamic changes. Like if you listen to Death on this record, that's one that Colin wrote. It's a very simple song, but it goes from one side to the other as far as dynamics go.
Gets to shred on that one.
Yeah, that was good. I really like this song. This is Need To off your latest album, This Will Never End. I love that. It sounded like it almost, at the beginning, it almost reminded me a little bit of like Third Eye Blind. I don't know if that's a good thing.
Yes, that's
but
perfect.
It reminded me of,
I'll
That's
take it.
certainly in there for sure.
Yeah.
yeah, I felt like it was like kind of Third Eye Blind. His voice, it's sort of the Cure. I hate to relate it to other stuff, but the reason I'm doing that is because you guys are a local band, Hattiesburg, right?
Yeah.
It's not, I don't have to go to California or the Midwest, right, to find this. This is right here in Hattiesburg. And the sound is so good. Like, you can tell the engineer is pro. You can tell he's from Nashville.
Yeah.
And you can tell that you have like just a very cultivated and curated sound, and it's really cool, man. I really enjoyed that song.
Awesome.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah, man. So the next one I want to listen to is Alone. It's also off your latest album, which is available on Spotify. Are there ways for people to get is it on vinyl? How else can people reach you and get your work? I hate to put you on the spot here.
Oh, and I mean, it's on the YouTube and the Spotify and.
The Apple Music.
But as far as physical copies, we're debating whether we're doing physical or not.
Okay.
We're having conflicted opinions as to the medium we would choose.
Yeah.
Comment below if you want this on vinyl. Just comment below.
Yeah.
Okay,
And then
there we
help
go.
them make the decision. We'll make the decision.
Or
for you.
cassettes or CDs. Like, what would you buy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let us know in the
I
comments.
personally err on I would love to press it to vinyl, but
I mean, that's the dream.
That's the
the
dream.
dream.
It's just a lot of money.
It's an expensive
It's
Yeah.
just a lot of
for
money.
sure.
Yeah.
Well, and everything kind of is. I totally get it, man. But that would be pretty sick to have that on vinyl.
Yeah, it would be so
Um,
cool.
But yeah, so let's listen to Alone. This is Alone off your latest album, This Will Never End.
I went with you to the house that you grew up in. Haven't touched your bedroom. Your mom and dad were so proud of you. It's so hard to let go. It's a drive from the
I hear those keys, Joel.
Yeah.
when you think you're alone.
So tell me about this song. Who wrote this one Or the lyrics. Who wrote the lyrics?
Ryan, this was actually Ryan's baby.
Yeah.
Colin did write like the initial riff, which is the beginning part of the song, but Ryan wrote the whole thing out almost immediately. And like he had the lyrics finished on this one really early on, which is rare for like these songs. But this one also went through a lot of like we shifted around sections a lot in this song, like trying to decide what part was the chorus. Because this right here was initially the pre-chorus, and this was the chorus. And honestly, sometimes in a song, when you finish writing it, you don't really know what is what. You know, you just know that this is the payoff section.
You have the pieces, you just don't know how they're assembled.
Yeah, well, I guess you just don't really know what to call them anymore at a certain point. Sometimes, you know, it's like, that's actually something I've had teaching songs, is like sometimes I just don't know what to call sections.
Here's our ska tribute.
Who's playing horn?
That's Ryan.
So Ryan played that
Really?
horn.
Ryan played.
It's a really good-
Ryan played trumpet at Ole Miss.
Well, this
Good trumpet player.
yeah.
Wow.
This was originally the keyboard part that I wrote, but we loved it so much, so we were like, gotta be a horn part.
It's got to be a horn part.
It works.
So Ryan dusted off the old trumpet and still sounded, but he can still do it. He can still play. Those fifths that Nick played on the bass still get me every time. I tried to get Nick to play just like open fifth power chords on the bass just as many times on this record as he would
Like, honestly,
entertain.
it's amazing because every time I do it, Chandler's face lights up.
Man, I'm telling you, it just every time.
He just loses.
That's your button.
That's my button. Is that fifth chord?
It's
on
actually
bass.
2 buttons.
It is 2 buttons. That's the one. That'll
That's
get me
awesome.
every time.
That's awesome. Well, man, you can tell with this song, like, what's the meaning behind this one? The last one, Need To, it's like a ghost story, and really with the layer of an old relationship. What about this one?
This one, Chandler, you probably speak more to it, but it's kind of sad.
It is sad. Well, and then also, I mean, like, so this is like Ryan's baby, and I know like it's a very personal song to him, but basically just like a really, traumatic experience, I guess, involving like a friend, and so yeah, like this, and then but there was a lot to this song that we all could relate to and draw from our own personal, experiences. And so this very quickly became like, I feel like I know at least personally, like my absolute like favorite song on the record.
Yeah,
Mine too.
And like there was like and so I feel like the level of care we took in like finishing this one, like this one involved like the most work, and it was just like a very intentional process whenever we were working through like every section, melodies, harmonies, and then like recording it, we wanted it to be sound just as like close like to as I don't know, like complete or as we could get it.
We really wanted it to hit hard because I think just the subject material hit hard for us.
Yeah, it's an emotional song for sure.
So we definitely worked very hard on it.
Yeah.
Well, you can tell in the art, and it is interesting to hear you talk about it. I don't really need to ask you to tell, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't have to say it to me, and I can tell that it means something to you while you're. I mean, I appreciate you answering and being forthcoming there, because that's something that everybody can relate to. Everybody's.
Yeah.
My trauma may be different from yours, or the situation, the context is different, but that's just the human condition.
Yeah.
And I think that's why you're seeing the success that you are with your art, because it relates to people, and it's you don't have to be, you know, a musician or be a huge you don't have to really be into art to appreciate this. I think even the casual listener would like this, you know.
Yeah.
I
because
appreciate
it
that.
speaks to emotion. It speaks to being a person. So
That's really good to hear, because that's all you could want or hope for, is that somebody finds something out of it.
what was your favorite part about getting to record this album?
Well, we did it over the course of a weekend, so we got to hang out for a whole weekend. It was pretty sick. Will Foley is great. Like I said earlier, is a great guy, great engineer, and he's done all of our stuff before too. So he knew exactly how it was gonna sound, and he can be like, maybe you shouldn't do that, or like maybe what if you tried this year? You know, he's also plays a little bit of that producer role, and I don't know. It was just it was just fun, you know.
You know, one of my favorite moments was when Chandler was recording lead, and Ryan had the talkback mic, and he was making up lyrics to the songs, trying to make Chandler laugh the whole time. And if you don't know this about Ryan, he is like really, really good at just improvising lyrics
And freestyling.
and I mean, he does like we should I mention this?
Oh, absolutely.
We all kind of like do like rap chat, and the
Are y'all
rule
familiar
is-
with Rap Chat?
No.
I'm fairly familiar. It's an app where you can get a beat and then make up your own rap, and people
Yeah.
can share that. And,
Yeah.
And it's very easy to share with your friends, so you can
Yeah.
just do like a diss track in like 60 seconds. And
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
And it's-
Oh man, we need that.
It's
Yeah.
literally
Oh my gosh.
like everybody's just trying to make each other laugh as hard as possible, and I mean Ryan is absolutely like by far the best at
yeah,
it.
hands down.
Like,
Yeah.
like we played a gig the other night, and we just spent like a whole hour just listening through some of the classic Rap Chat hits. But yeah, I mean that's one of my favorite moments, just because I don't know, just Chandler was trying really hard
It
not
was
to break.
very different. Yeah, so most of the and he did it on every take that I did. So, so like everything you hear, like while I was recording it, I was having to listen to Ryan just say nonsense, like, just sing, just out of key, just like the dumbest lyrics.
Yeah. What song was this that he did this to you?
Everyone.
Everyone.
The whole time.
Oh man, that's hilarious.
I'm
all
just
the stuff we
trying to
just
keep it
listened
together,
to.
yeah.
Yeah, that's hilarious. And-
I think. Go.
No, you're good. You're good.
Oh well, my personal favorite part about recording this record, I think, was like, I mean, it was right in the middle of the pandemic. We hadn't played a show, and it would have been almost a year at that point because we recorded in January, and we really didn't get together much until like we were starting to write this, and so it just felt good to be able to, like, I don't know, get the band together and like do something like important, like, you know, meaningful, important. Like it was like the closest thing to being able to like go play a show again.
Yeah.
So that felt really good.
Man, that's huge too.
Yeah.
Especially like such a hard time, and the reason I talk about or ask you about how you feel. There's lots of feelings right now because we're kind of going back to normal, but this has been a pretty traumatic like 18 months for everybody.
Yeah.
So I think that's another reason why this is perfectly timed for you to release this past week, and I think it's going to speak to a lot of people because it's, as things are opening up, it's still like that balance between happy, sad, like you said,
it's
so
just
that's
kinda,
that's very real. It's on people's minds right now. So
Yeah.
man, we appreciate having you here on the show. This was awesome.
Yeah, thanks
for having us.
Absolutely. Thank
Can
you so much.
we want to try and play a game though, because
Okay.
Yeah.
I love games.
you mentioned Rap Chat.
Oh no.
No.
Yeah. What's gonna happen is we're gonna have Jamie play a beat, and we're gonna just all try and rap to it.
Okay.
But instead of
So
a
bad.
diss track, it's gonna be a compliment track about your bandmates.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I can do that.
Yeah.
We can do that.
So-
All right.
I have
After
to.
this, let's see what happens.
Okay.
Rap Chat, nice edition.
Oh, you finna find out.
Oh my god.
All right, this is Nice Rap Battle with Goth Dad. Hit it, Jamie.
your band. I really like your band. You have a real nice sound. That's what I got to say.
Okay, here we go. Chandler's really nice. He always smells like spice. He is really cool, and I like him.
Yeah. Okay.
That was good.
Yeah.
That was really good.
Joel is my baby. I like to see him daily. I like to tell him that he's my baby. And I really like the way that he tends to his garden and makes me oatmeal.
Yeah! Let's go, Nick.
All right, let's see what I got.
What you got, Nick?
Hey Joel, you're a really good gardener. Bet you'd make a really, really, really good partner.
Oh, and that's on
That's
bars.
good. That's good.
Good use of really. That was awesome.
Yeah.
That was good. That was
That's
good.
Oh, thank you. Thank
That
you. I
was really
worked
good.
really hard on that.
Yeah, nicely
What you got
crafted.
to say?
Yeah.
I'm sitting here with Goth Dad. Their band is the opposite of bad. When I listen to their music, it makes me sad, but also it makes me happy.
I'm glad.
Doesn't it?
That's
Dang it.
Happy. I like the choice of not making it rhyme at the end. That was
I can rhyme
Context
3
is
lines.
important.
Fourth line,
Fourth
I panic. I'm like, I could actually do
Yeah.
it. It never
I
works.
might land it.
It's never happened. Yeah, it's never happened.
Me too.
Man, this
Me
was
too.
awesome. Thank you guys for playing along with us. This was a blast. How can people follow you? Are you Goth Dad? Are y'all on Instagram?
Goth Dad Band
Like
on
you.
Instagram.
Goth Dad Band. Link is in the description. Do you have any shows coming up?
We playing
Yeah.
Record Store Day at T-Bones.
Yes.
Is it June 12th?
Yes, June 12th.
June 12th.
Yes, that's
Record
the first
Store
of
Day.
their 2 record store days. They're actually sponsoring this episode, so
Oh, perfect then.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's perfect.
We'll
Give
be-
it up for T-Bones.
We'll be there.
That'll be
there.
a great show. That'll be a great show. And you can find your music on Spotify, Apple Music. You have a music video on YouTube.
Yeah.
All right, so you can follow your channel. All those links are in the description, so make sure you go check out Goth Dad. The latest album, This Will Never End. You're going to want it to never end. It's a banger. Man, this was awesome. Thank you guys.
Thanks for having us.
Great.
Thank you
so much.
Thank you. Man, you're really good at that.
I need one of these.
Yeah. You want to? Hey, are you? You want to be in? You want to be in the band?
Yes. Yes, I do.
All right.
June 12th, T-Bones.
We'll see you there.
We're not going to
I'm in.
prepare at all.
Let's go.
Let's just show up.
Just show up and just do that.
All right, cool. I'm in.